This is Welcome to Bunny's Designs, together with the Scratching Dog. It's my paintwork. I'm going to be working in the Johanna Christmas colour book. I'm just revamping my colours. So that's a phthalo blue. And I'm going to put a couple of drops of out here because I've been using it quite a lot. It's my favourite Christmas colour at the moment. Oops, when I've done them. This is cobalt purple violet, which I'm going to put here, and I'm not going to put that. No, that one's French ultramarine. Oh, that's cobalt, so that's cobalt blue. These came in. This is set 1, the Dr. Martens Hydrus, which is very vibrant, and I love them. French ultramarine, and I think there will be a drop of phthalo blue and something else, the phthalo green, and I don't normally like phthalo green or blue for kind of traditional colours, but because these are, because these are Christmassy colours, then they really lend themselves to be. Actually, I've put yellow in there, and that's gamboge, so I'm going to have to put my gamboge there because that's supposed to be gamboge. I'm just going to put a drop of that one in there. I'm going to put quite a lot of that out because I do like it. And I didn't put any browns out actually, so I might just actually put burnt umber. In fact, I could get a baby white. There's a little bit of colour in there, but I want these to be quite vibrant because it's for Christmas. So welcome to Bunny's Designs. Sorry, little P, I forgot to press the button. I must have pressed the wrong button first. Welcome to Bunny's Designs. Just thought I'd quite like to have some fresh colours out, so I'm going to put some burnt umber. Whoops. I think this one goes a little bit squishy. Yeah, I'm going to have to give that a bit of a shake. It does say shake them up, but I know somebody said that the brown one had actually kind of disintegrated, but of course it depends. See if that's any better. Yeah, it's a little bit better. Some of them need a good shake. And then this is Venetian brown. Welcome, little P. I'm a bit behind today. I was going to be earlier, but so I haven't put black out, and I haven't put white out. I suppose I could put a drop of white out. I don't normally use it, but we'll put a drop of white. And I don't use black because I kind of, if you put French ultramarine with brown, you get a really nice dark kind of colour. So I'm just going to use the back of here. So that was the yellow. Kind of mix this, and this is the kind of cad yellow. So I just want a touch of this one, which is gamboge. I just want to touch into there, and that's possibly a little bit dark, but I can, because it's cad yellow, I probably use quite a lot of it. So if I put some bright yellow back in there, that's cad yellow now, so I've got that back again. I've got a bit of yellow on there. I've mixed those two. I haven't mixed these two together yet. That's cad red, and I've done with a bit of that into there. But if I put, that was cad red and purple. And then that was cad red. This was supposed to be between, but actually I think I'll make that one between. Then that's cad red. This is supposed to be quite a pale yellow, so pale green. And then this is a darker green. I don't know what this one is, but I'm going to put that green in it to make it a different green. Then I've got phthalo, cobalt blue, French ultramarine, a bit of an orange. I think I could probably maybe just do a touch of yellow into that one because it's just a little bit pale, shall we say. I'm going to put that there actually, because when I finish with this yellow, oh dear. Oh well, I hope you're feeling a bit brighter. I'm going to put orange in that, and that's going to give me a dirty brown. I'm going to just be playing with these colours in the Christmas. So I can put all these back into the little pot. And I just have to, so I've got my colours there. I thought I'd work in the owl today, but I was just going to have a bit of a practice with some more baubles. So just put that on top of there. I've just been practicing this morning because it's strange, if you do different books you come out with different things. So bear with me 2 seconds. I just have to shut the door. That I'm not going anywhere, I'm just shut. Stay. I'm just going to shut this door. And he's going to get up and shut open the door again. The idea is that the warmth is in this room with you and me. Thank you. Right, let me put his little pillows. They're lasting quite well, those pillows, aren't they? Because Dexter's not been near them. On your bed then, good boy. He says, oh, it's that time again, is it, where you just sit there all day? Bless him. Right. Right, so I was having a bit of a play. Oh, I hope you feel better soon. There's nothing worse than migraines for making you feel a bit ugh. So I'm going to go in with the biggest one because I'm wanting some nice watercolour effects on these baubles. So we'll see if we can get a drop of this colour. And I'm just going to have a bit of a play to see just how light I can take this kind of homemade teal colour. So that's quite pleasant, that. And the thing is, it's a lot easier if you can turn the page. So we'll just have to have a play with this. Because I don't really want any dark edges, I want a nice natural highlight. So we'll have to put that there. And we'll turn this about so I can get to it. Kind of give that a bit of a colour. I did have a different colour on there anyway, so it's not really. It was a practice. But I was hoping that this largest brush, this largest rigger that I've got, just tease that colour out a bit. a little bit of a highlight. The thing is, the more you go back in, the more you're wetting this page. There's a bit of a highlight there. So if we start at this corner and work up, it is a little bit too wet. And if you get too much on your brush, you don't have enough time for a highlight. So there's a happy medium somewhere. But these are very vibrant, so and because they're professional watercolours, they're quite nice. So you can get away with a little bit of a highlight. And just going to a smaller brush. But I'm going to go in this one because I thought I may get quite a nice natural highlight on here. It's a very subtle highlight, but I quite like that. So if I had a darker one, it probably wouldn't be as subtle as that. So I wanted to practice this so that when I do the other baubles, I can make a good job of them. So this is a good practice. For some natural highlights. So I thought I would Google some Victorian or traditional kind of colours, because I'm a bit of a traditional nut. So this is going to be quite good for practice. And it doesn't always work, but I do like some of these highlights. So I think I like this kind of, this is the best way of working. I still keep going back to this way. Just to get a little natural highlight going. So, had a bit of a practice. Right, let's have a look at the owl. And we'll see. So I really hate twisting these. I should put the paintbrush down before I get colour everywhere. Right, so if I just try to clip that there. drive me insane. No, that might just work. But we'll see if that's okay. So I'm going to zoom in a bit. And I think we could do his crown's going to be a little bit big. That's got to be a gold crown, hasn't it? So I think we'll do his, I want him to be teals and greens. I think we'll start on his feathers. So if I want that particular way of working, I've got to go in this direction. So let's have a go. Got my little pot of water. And my baby wipe. Right. And what we're going to do, I think we're going to have him greens and teal colour, aren't we? So a bit of a stroke into the green and a stroke into the better just have a bit of a practice. What happened to my bit of paper? Oh, I have to use the back of this. Yes, that's a nice colour. So just a damp brush and the tiniest amount of colour. I think I'm going to start here actually because I want quite a long, and we'll do this bit first here. See how we go. Oh, well, there wasn't much of a highlight there. So I think we'll use the finest brush. Oops. Which has some nice pink left in it. Don't know how that happened. Right. Got a little highlight there. Just bring in Sooty for 2 seconds. A little bit better. So welcome to Bonnie's Designs. This is a live stream with live peoples and noisy fire behind. Hi Sandy, welcome to Bonnie's Designs. I'm playing in the Johanna Basford Christmas And we're attempting the owl in some teal colours, hopefully. Hopefully teasing this colour up. And it wasn't quite big enough, wasn't the paintbrush? So we'll just have to change to this one. And I did have a bit of a practice, but to keep moving with this. You just have to keep moving. So if we go back into this one, don't like doing it twice, but this Johanna Basford paper is quite forgiving. I mean, you couldn't throw a bucket of water on it, but it is quite forgiving. And if we just continue, and the beauty of that is I've got a nice little highlight, a little bit of a highlight, and it's done. I don't have to go back, I don't have to mess about. It's a one-trick pony, this. I think the expression is. So I'm just dropping at the end of the brush into phthalo blue and phthalo green alternatively, so that's giving me slightly different variations in colour every time I do it. So I could waste this, or I could use this up here as a kind of I'm not sure if it's going to get lighter. It should do in theory. We could do with a little highlight up here. But I like the effects. I like these teal colours. So if it's maybe that would be a bit too thin. This might be a better one. And again, just a damp rigger, and all I'm doing is I've got some liquid watercolours. These are liquid anyway, but I'm using from liquid, and I'm just a drop into the green and a drop into the blue, and that's giving me a phthalo teal, as I'm calling it, a phthalo teal colour. And sometimes you just get a little bit of a and I kind of want to fill this in as I'm going. I'm going to put this one in because I think this might go very pale. And these colours are looking quite nice together, so I'm just leaving them as they are. So I hope everybody's well this morning. I'm getting a bit obsessed by these teal colours, especially Christmas. They're very vibrant, So they work really well in this book. They work extremely well. And as I normally do, drop of colour, damp rigger, teasing that colour to a natural highlight. And some are a little bit more subtle than others. This is the number 1 rigger. I probably might be able to go with a... we'll have to see. Just need to be... I'm going to miss these 2 out and do the next 2 because they're slightly bigger. And then that should give me... And I find if I'm doing a long, thin shape, it's easier to go up and down rather than across, because it's really difficult to stay within the lines if you do it that way. So again, I've missed this side and just gently teasing. And if you're quick enough, you can mask any hard lines you've got. I think I've got a rogue hair on mine, but so what I was going to do with this, I forgot last time, is just go back up this little one, because you will have a paler highlight. And I quite like that. Now they look a little bit bluer, but they are, just have a phthalo green in there, so there is a little bit of green in there, even though it doesn't always look like it. And this is where I like to use, as I call it, unnatural colours, this phthalo green and blue. Probably kingfisher colours actually, so they're not... I wonder if I could get 2 and have a pale highlight there. They're not too... I suppose they are kingfisher colours. So they are actually in nature, but that's probably why we all love the kingfisher colours. And some fish are really good, blues and teals and greens. So I may go over those at the end, we'll see. I just wanted to see what the pale looked like. So we have our tail. So his claws would be brown, so I need the smallest one. And again, I want to be this way up because I need the highlight to go that way. My fire is either too warm or too cold. So I just have a very touched there. Oops, I have a bit of hair on the bottom there. I'll just test it to see if that's the right brown. Yes, I think I like this other one better. And I seem to have got a rogue hair on the end of there. So if we start with the furthest one away, and just very quickly stroke a highlight into there. There wasn't much of a highlight on that. We'll try the next one. this is the brown that kind of didn't look particularly nice when it came out the bottle. I've got a tiny highlight on there. I think I probably would have been better making my own brown. But never mind, it's done now. It's a little bit greeny. We'll start with that one because it would naturally be the darkest. And just a touch in there. But it's a really quick, simple way of doing this. And I really like this. So now I'm going to turn it upside down, and I've realised that the tail is behind here actually. But that would actually be darker, it wouldn't be lighter, it would be darker. So I'm just going to kind of go in here. And see if I can just get away with this. Probably just about got away with that. And again, this is where you need got away with that one I think as well. I'm just going to put a little touch on this one. Oopsie. Went over the line because that was at the wrong angle. The wrong angle. I think I'm going to do his tail feathers under here. And I think I'll make those see a little bit blue. A little bit bluer, so again I'm just going to stroke these in here, see what happens. And I'm just going to turn this round so I have a nice angle to finish these. So I love working this way. It's very quick. These hydras are very vibrant. So you're having a really nice kind of way of working. So I'm going to go down this side first and then tease that colour up to get an actual highlight. And it's a small space, so you're not going to get a very big highlight, but it's nice to get something, and that's what the rigger does. The rigger just gives you that. And there is just the tiniest amount of colour on the end of this brush. Which is just giving me a nice amount of colour. And then we can get that up there quick to give a really, really nice little highlight. And there's no blending and there's no messing. The rigger blends for you. You have a touch of colour on the bottom. And it just blends beautifully for you. If you can get a sideward motion, it's slightly better. Sometimes that's not always possible. And I just missed the colour there. I had a lovely highlight on the last one. Oops. So, oops, if we'd have practiced, I've got too much on there. If we'd have practiced with this one, or if you think you've got too much on a sideward one, and you can have a practice. Because this one's hidden, so that's a bit of a flat colour, that one, but never mind. Again, just need to be in a comfortable position and just stroke the colour straight up. This one is a pretty fine brush. Is this? It's a 3-0 rigger. So we've got the tiniest amount at the end, and then we can just tease that forward. Tiniest amount, and then just tease that forward. And then if we look at the last one, so we've got a real natural little highlight up there. And it didn't take very long. So I'm going to do all the feathers first. So sorry about this. I'm going to turn it round because you've got to have a natural curve in order to get a nice highlight. You need the natural curve. So again, I'm still with a 3-0, and I'm just going to touch. I'm going to actually mix the blue teal colour and check it next to there. It's a little bit bluer. And again, I've got a little tiny kink on this, the kick of this brush. I'm going to do this. I'm just going to turn this way. I'm going to do this little one first. So there didn't seem to be much of a highlight on that one, but it's tucked in, so you know, if it was a real bird it would be tucked in. So again, this one, it is a small space, is that? There's quite a nice little highlight on that one. And again, tight Yorkshire lass, you're not using a lot of paint either. I'm actually going to go in there really quickly, see if I can pick up a little bit more, because I do want a bit of a highlight going on. Just got to be a little bit careful you don't go boss-eyed because there's a lot of stripes there, and sometimes you forget what's real. Whoopsie. So you've got to concentrate a little bit. Now these are getting a little bit bigger shapes, so we could do with probably teasing that colour. But this is a really easy, quiet, simple way of working. Probably going to go that way because it's just that bit easy to stay in the lines. And as long as you're fairly quick, you can eliminate any harsh lines. And I do like this way of working. It's having a lovely blend effect, and it's the rigger that's doing all the work. So I started that one again, which was a bit naughty, but there we go. I'm going a bit cross-eyed now. But I quite like that actually. It goes from very deep to very pale, so you know that's quite nice. And that's why sometimes I like these white backgrounds. I leave them because I kind of like the backgrounds because it shows some quite nice. Oops, I've gone over a little bit there. By the time I've teased all this colour up here, and if you wanted to try, because this is watercolour, as long as you're not too long. Oops, I've got some yellow in there. It wouldn't work if you've got any colour at all in your brush. Sometimes on watercolour paper it works. Yeah, I can't get it off there, but it's okay because I'm going to do a different. I'll be doing a highlight anyway on that one, so very subtle highlights there. And again, I need to be comfortable because I'm going to have to move this clasp out of the way. You've got to be comfortable and you have to have a natural curve, otherwise you can't get a comfortable curve, and that's what you need. So I hope everybody's well. And once you start, you can't stop. Because you won't get a blend, you'll get lines. It's the damp brush that's manipulating the paint. And that's why watercolouring works with a rigger. And it won't work with any other brush. And it is better if you can get a sideways motion going, because every time you touch that, you're manipulating that damp brush through. And I just have a little kick at the end of this brush. So this one's going to start quite dark. So that's quite fast. We've done his bottom tail feathers and his wing feathers. So I think I'm going to go probably greeny now, or maybe blue, maybe more, a little bit more bluer. Need a slightly bigger brush because, again, it's the dampness that's going to take this. So I'll start here and work dark to light. I think I want to go dark to light. So just as a quick reference, because this is the colours. So I had some greens here, which were nice. Greens and teals. And here there were some greens and teals as well. So I've got to remember to be a little bit braver with the green. And not think that it won't go. So I'm going to touch more of the green. That didn't seem to work. I think it's dried actually, it's probably why. Seems to be more of a flat colour, that one. Might go back to a smaller brush actually, I think. Just do this one because it's quite dark. And again, I've changed the colour, which looks a little bit odd. Let me just have it just about got away with that, I think. I'm sorry, I wasn't in frame for that one. I just... so we want a bit of green and a bit of blue. These are turning out to be kind of a bit flatter in colour maybe. So I think I'm going to have to change brushes. Unless I kind of get my act together and get this highlight thing sorted out. Although I quite like those greens, so I think I might just leave it as it is. Just this bit. There's some still nice colours in here. And it's still a nice, quiet, peaceful way of working as well, so it's all the energy is used in a little brush, which is quite good because my hands are not brilliant today, so that's quite nice. I'm just going to put some more phthalo green out. I keep thinking I'm using a lot, but it takes about 2 drops to do a very, very phthalo-y green kind of. And you think that's quite a lot, but I suppose it's not. No, I did touch the blue, but I don't think you noticed I touched the blue there. But even if it was just painted on its own, there's some really nice tealy greens and blues in there. Turquoise colours. If I lean towards the green here, that leaves a blue body probably. And it mixes the colours up a little bit. So I'm just going to do these, I suppose I could do them green, couldn't I? But I do them very rich. Very, very rich teal colour. And that actually worked quite well because it went from very dark to very light. So I quite like that. So I'm going to do that again, I think, if I can. If I can possibly do this. There's probably a bit too much water. On that brush. Some nice deep colours into there. And then that one will be paler. So we'll have a quick look and see what that looks like. So we've done his tail feathers and his wings, and it hasn't taken too long. So we've got some nice highlights here and then some rich greens. You can't show what number that is. A really rich phthalo green. So I think I'm going to do this phthalo blue, but I want a large brush for this one. This is my biggest rigger, number 6. Because I want it to go from dark to pale. With a bit of luck, hopefully. And I do quite like this colour, so I'm going to try and get observing a little bit more. So I'm having a dip of a blue and a dip of green. And I'm going to have the page flat for this. Because once you go in there, oops, it's far too wet, is that? I can't miss about too much though because it's there now, look. It's very blue. Perhaps this brush was a bit too big. To push this colour out. I'm going to put those back in, those little dots. It's a very subtle highlight, very subtle. And just going to start at that side and drag that back in. Don't want this brush any damper. I've got to tease this colour across. And if you have to go back over it, you see you end up with a line, so you've got to work fairly quickly because you don't want a line. You want a watercolour effect. So it's a very subtle highlight on that one, and I like the colour that I have on here, so I think I might do behind here. Let me think. No, I might do behind here. It's a very pale blue. Maybe it's too pale. I just thought it would maybe make sure everything's dry before you put your hand on it. Yeah. It was just that bit too wet, that brush, but again, I'm going to touch the blue and the green. Start at this side because that side's a bit wet. Start at this side and just tease this colour in. And I say you've got to work. I'm going to actually go over these. I didn't want to, but if you want the watercolour effect, sometimes you've just got to sacrifice other things. And I'm going to take this across because I have a lot of colour. And I don't want to lose. I bring that back. There's a little bit of colour on here, but there's a lot of dampness. Should be able to tease that into there. Oh dear. Just miss that bit. So again, I've got naturally flowing watercolour effect, which is what I wanted. But that is a real large brush for that area. So let's look at this one now. See. Hi Christy, welcome to Bonnie's Designs. Anybody else that's joining? I'm playing in the Johanna Basford Christmas book, and I'm playing with the owl. So I'm just going to do his eyebrows, and then I'll stop the video and start a different one. I'm just trying to think about colour. I think I might get away with. I might get away with this one. No, that one. I did this. You need to judge, which is why it's good to do a photocopy first. Oh dear, excuse me. I had a large coffee this morning. So if we start in here, and again you've got to be at a comfortable angle. just keep going, you should have a very, very subtle highlight. Just a very subtle one. And again in there. Now this Johanna Basford watercolor, this book will take a quite nice amount of colour. Now that is actually a greeny teal. It doesn't look it on there, but I don't really want to play. But it does. They are tealy kind of green colour. And then if I start here, and work up, I got to work fairly quickly because the other side will dry, and I will left with a line, and I don't want a line. So I can just touch a smidge in there. And then it's just not enough water. Just tease this colour out. And that's why the rigger works. So you have a natural highlight. So I'll show you what that looks like, how far we've got. It doesn't matter now because I have put out a couple of waters. So he's looking quite good. It is a lot of tealy colours which you can't see. It's very green here. So I'm going to stop this video and this will be the end of part 1 in the Johanna Basford Christmas festive colouring book with Page Owl. End of part 1. Thanks for watching.